Welcome to episode 3 of Narratives, Numbers, and Nonsense. We're doing a special Christmas edition. It's pretty early hours over here, just before 5 in the morning. I know Tommy woke up early after flying yesterday for this one, so we're doing this one on low energy but high holiday spirits. It's going to be a fun episode. Today's not a great day of sports, a lot of NBA, a lot of NFL, so we're going to break that all down and some big playoff implications and stuff like that this weekend. So it's going to be fun. But as always, we're going to start with a little game. And this time, Tommy is going to introduce his game first. So I'll let him get into that.
All right. So the game works is it's a Wordle-based game. So this week is going to be an NFL player. Gabe is going to guess. He's going to have 10 guesses to guess a player, and each time he guesses, he will get a green, yellow, or gray for the category. If he gets the correct team, it's obviously green. If he gets the correct division, or correct conference, but wrong division, he'll get yellow. And if he gets nothing right, he'll get gray. So you'll kind of get into it more when we start. So Gabe, let's get guessing.
Okay, let's start with Sauce Gardner.
All right, Sauce Gardner, you have gray for team, gray for division, gray for position, gray
Fuck.
for gray for age, but down or up.
Up.
So he's a
Yeah,
lot
so
older.
yeah, you can't do
Um,
Okay,
college slash
so he's
conference. Where did he
NFC.
go to college? He went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's
you got gray. You got
NFC.
gray for that too.
What's Cincinnati Big 12 now? Yeah, he's AFC player. He's not in the what is that, the South. He is older. He's not a defensive player, and he isn't a Big 12. He didn't go to a Big 12 school. Okay. So let's go to a QB in the wait, so he's not in the AFC at all. Sorry, that was Gray.
Yeah, no, not
Yeah,
in the
okay,
AFC
so
at
let's
all.
go to an NFC QB. Who's a little bit older. Let's go to Matthew Stafford. Whole other
Okay, Matthew
option on
Stafford. You have gray for team, yellow for division, obviously, but he's not in the
Right.
NFC
West.
West. Position's correct. That's
Okay, so
green.
we got a
I
QB.
would say age. Age is a little down. I think Matthew Stafford's like
Probably
37 or
Gray,
something
not
like that.
within 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
gray,
it's
not
37
within
years.
2 years.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
I went a little
where did
high
you go
with
to
that. Not a
college?
great guess.
Matthew Stafford went
Georgia.
to Georgia.
Yeah. So that's SEC.
Yeah, gray for
Okay, so not
SEC
an SEC.
slash
I went
college.
too high with the age on Stafford. I knew it. I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
say him. So I was like, okay. We got a QB, NFC. I'm going a little bit younger in a different division. Um, do I get yellow if it's like, because I guess AFC South, if they're NFC South, do I get yellow?
Yeah.
So it's NFC North or East, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a QB in NFC North or East. What about Jordan Love?
Uh, yellow for division still, so it's not the NFC
Okay.
North. Age, I think Jordan Love's pretty young actually. I
I think he's like
think for like
25 or
26.
6, 26.
Yeah, so gray up still, so he's
Wow, okay, so he's
older now within
30.
two.
Wow.
In college, where did Jordan Love go to? You know,
I don't actually remember.
yeah, Utah State. I
Utah
have no
State. Okay.
idea what.
We've got a QB. Wait, was I in the right division?
No, wrong division.
Okay, so we're in the East. Wait, not married. Josh John, no, because he's too old. Backup Giants QB. I don't
He
know.
played a decent
I don't.
amount
I
this
don't.
year.
I don't. I did not watch any Giants football this year, to be honest with you.
He went to. He's in the AACC. Went to FSU. Won a Heisman. You lose. It was Jameis Winston.
Oh, James. Oh my God, I forgot. He did play, and he played very well this season.
hmm He had
I totally.
567 yards in 2 games. But yeah, famous Jameis. It was
Yeah,
close. You were
I
close.
totally was like not getting that. I just completely brain farted. That's
That's good.
unfortunate.
But yeah.
I think a
I
lot
mean,
of
it was a
people
good
probably
game.
got that like several minutes before me. Okay, so for my game, we're going to be going back to a blind resume. We're going to be doing an NFL and NBA player from the same state, not necessarily the same city, could be the same city. And your first player is going to be a linebacker. Um, in this season, he played 13 games, started zero, had 6 sacks, had 17 tackles, which was his second lowest of his career. This guy is a 4-time All-Pro, 1-time Defensive Rookie of the Year. Your second player, NBA player. This guy
Four time,
played,
one-time
sorry,
defensive rookie of the year. You said.
yes, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Your second player played all 82 games, started all 82 games, played 35 minutes per game, had
Mm-hmm.
19.6 points per game,
Okay.
4.5 rebounds, 3.6
Mm-hmm.
assists. And he is a small forward shooting guard. Yeah, combo.
All right. Is this linebacker play in the NFC?
No.
Okay. Is this linebacker or is this occurred in the past 2 seasons?
Yes.
Was it last season?
No.
Okay, so it's the 2023 to 2024 season.
Exactly.
Okay. Is this AFC linebacker in the North or South?
No.
So East or West?
Yeah.
Um, did this linebacker play on a West team?
Um, not this season.
Okay. Um, so NFC or AFC East team. Uh, is this the this is a line? Is this a Miami Dolphin?
No.
Patriot?
No.
All right, so this is Buffalo. So New York. Is this a Nick
No.
or a net?
No.
A net. So okay.
Yeah. Remember,
Small
NFL
forward
players
shooting guard.
4-time All-Pro defense and a Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, Von Miller.
Yeah, Dalton, it's Von Miller.
Yeah. All right, sweet.
Okay, so you got bro. You're in.
He's no, he's yeah he's on the NFC East right now.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah. All
So
right.
he's still in the East. Yeah.
So net small forward shooting guard, 2023. Um, is this Schroeder? No, he probably didn't score that many points. This guy played on the Nets for the past 5 seasons. Like, has he
No.
been a? So he's a bouncer arounder. He's a
Yeah, he's on a different team
19 points though. Oh. Um, is this what is this guy's name? Um, D'Lo?
now.
No, he's not a small
He,
forward.
I got a big hint. Uh, he's still in the same
Cam
city.
Johnson. So he's on the Knicks now. A net? Is he a starter?
Yeah, he's a starter.
Oh, Mikal
Mikal
Bridges.
Bridges. There you go.
Yes, I like that.
Nice. Yeah, Mikal
All right.
Bridges and Von Miller. That's the combo right there.
Yeah,
You
those are
really you
good.
really centered on Von Miller. Like you were locked in on trying to get him first.
I didn't think about the
Yeah.
sacks or rookie of the year. I was just like Bills
You're right, because
linebacker.
he had an off year that year. The year before was his worst year. He played 12 games and had 3 tackles. Like he didn't get snaps or
Yeah.
something, I guess. Super
All
low
right.
season.
Um. So yeah, let's recap last week's picks. I'll talk a little bit first about what I
Yeah.
saw. So Thursday night football, Rams versus Seahawks. I was talking about the Seahawks being a little fraudulent, and that was the case for most of the game. It was they were up. The Rams were up like 14 points or 16 points or something. Yeah, 16 points in the fourth quarter. Crazy comeback by the Seahawks to end up winning the game. The parlay I picked was pretty close. We were just a Kyron touchdown short and Parkinson 4 yards short, which was okay. I feel like it should have hit. Kyron was on the 1 yard line, got tackled twice, and they ended up throwing a touchdown to Puka on like 3rd and 1 on the 1 yard line. And then Corum ate up a bunch of those reps, which Gabe was talking
Yeah, we
about, which
talked about
was
that.
cool to see. And then Parkinson was just a dropping machine. He should have easily got that. He only had like 2 or 3 catches. But yeah, it was pretty good. Also talked about Walker touchdown, which hit. But yeah, it was a great game. Those two teams are going to be forces in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
Seahawks with Sammy D looking good, and love to see by Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, you said
Being
two
called a
touchdowns.
boast,
I
seeing
love to watch
ghosts
that.
out there. Now he's a two-time Pro Bowler. That's great to hear. Great to see. But yeah, great game. Parlay was close. We had some good units. We had some good picks with Darnold and Stafford. Going to be a passing game. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you said that the defenses had holes in the passing game, and like you had both QBs to go off. I doubted Darnold, but he went off, like you were saying. And then Corum had his yards, his carries, got in the end zone for the pick I gave out, so that was huge. Uh, Tyron didn't like Corum didn't cannibalize enough carries 'cause Tyron was still efficient and he was still good.
hmm
So I missed my like reverse correlation pick, but that's fine. I think we both ended up going up on that. I went 2-2 on the hockey picks I had, so that was okay. Even though Vegas didn't really do anything, they converted on a power play and that got the Mark Stone point. So I was able to go up like a quarter unit there. And then yeah, Parkinson was rough. Like that missed for me. He didn't get in the end zone. He didn't get his third reception, even though he had targets. He was dropping. He was getting bad balls.
it was
That
terrible
was
dropping.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I went about up a unit on football there. You went up 2.5 units, so big game from you. Then college football was also good. I gave out some touchdown picks. Mateer and Daniel Hill cashed at plus 170 and plus 245. I unfortunately combined Bama with the under, but like our consensus was that Bama was going to win. We said that in the first two episodes, so we were both
Yeah, so
spot
it
on
was
there.
just
Yeah,
unfortunate that they were down 17, came
right. They
back a
got
crazy
yeah,
game, and
17-0
obviously
in the
the over has to hit for that. Yeah,
yeah. That
but
was
it
awesome.
was good predictions for sure. And we
Yeah,
talked a little bit about Miami winning, which was great to see.
right.
Texas A&M were had a great season, but just could not
Exactly
compete
what
with
you
that
said. Like
Miami defense.
they kind of peaked and they weren't at well, they weren't ready. And that game was, I mean,
Yeah,
we said the over, but whatever. It's it's
yeah,
fine.
it was just a crazy defensive battle. People couldn't
Yeah.
hit field goals. People couldn't get in the
No,
red
yeah, that was
zone. So
disgusting.
it was a really entertaining game for such a low scoring game as well. So
Yeah, and then overall though, we both went up about I think 2.5 units. So if you track to win a unit on each of the picks we give out here, so pretty successful week from like a giving picks out lens on the podcast last episode. But
mhm.
other than that, Panthers. Talk about the Panthers winning playoff
Yeah,
chances.
yeah. So yeah, I ended up getting to see that game, which was crazy. We were down 10-3. I was saying we as like I was a player on that team.
Uh,
But
I respect it.
yeah, it was great to see all the ESPN experts had or most of them had the Bucks winning that game. Yeah, defense came into play. Baker threw a game-sealing interception. Latham Ransom, who cost us in the Saints game with a crazy late penalty,
Yeah, I
ended up
remember
getting the
that.
pick, sealing the game. Bryce Young was looking great. He had 2 touchdowns, like 200 total yards, no interceptions. Our Ted McMillan, I think he's the front runner for Offensive
Yeah,
Rookie of the Year, which
biggest
is
thing.
great.
I
Jalen
think
Coker, our wide receiver too, undrafted from Holy Cross, has been having a good breakout
nice.
season. He
Big
had
pull.
uh, 4 for like 64 yards and 5 for like 70 the past 2 weeks. But yeah, team's looking good. Um, Unfortunately, with the Pro Bowl coming out, we only had one Pro Bowler with J.C. Horn getting in. I feel like Derek Brown was a massive snub. He should have made it in, but glad they're winning. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about them later for our playoff hopes and
Yeah.
chances. But it's a great game to watch.
Awesome. Nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a few projections for March Madness. These are my first run of doing some full projections based on I talked about the efficiency rankings and how I was looking at some mispricings, seeing where teams are ranked and how you can get some futures early on. So I think it's finally time going into this holiday break. There's kind of a pause before conference play really ramps up to run some projections and see if there's some early mispricings. But one thing is like obviously you have to be very cautious right now because you don't have a ton of information and that's kind of priced into these markets, right? Like players can get injured, a lot of things can change. Conference play is a completely different animal than like what we've seen so far in the first half of the season. So I've taken the implied odds of my projections and then I've built in kind of like a 30% cushion essentially on those odds to set up what are buy points. And essentially the way to look at that is if Michigan is plus 480 to win the title at my buy point and you see plus 600 plus 700, then you're getting positive value on them. And so these are good futures to place and kind of build a futures portfolio. And so I'm going to talk through a couple of these top teams and like that you might be wondering about. Oh, is it value to place them right now? What are their odds? And looking at their title odds and their Final Four odds. So talking about Michigan first, I've got them at plus 480 to win the title, plus 140 to get to the Final Four. They're by far the best team, like in all efficiency metrics. It's pretty rare that you see a team look this much better than any other team at this stage of the season. But what's interesting is second place by a pretty decent margin is Iowa State. I've got them at plus 685 to win the title and plus 186 for the Final Four. And I know that I think they're around plus 1200 or so on some books, plus 1100 to win the title. So you could see some value there. Again, I'm not personally placing title bets just yet because like a lot can happen. I'm looking more at Final Four long shots, like I talked about last week with Indiana and Nebraska at crazy prices, plus 6,000, plus 8,000. But when you drop off from Iowa State at plus 685 to win the title, third in the projections is Arizona at plus 1490. And so this goes from a 15.9% chance to an 8% chance, which is a pretty big drop off. But these top three teams combine for a 44% chance to win the title. So pretty
Wow.
consolidated right now. Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
even add in Purdue, it gets to 51%. So these top four teams have a 51% chance to win the title. So that's really where you want to be looking at the top four, because those are the teams that are realistically going to make it. And
So
Purdue,
that's
Arizona,
that's
Iowa
like
State, and Michigan.
that's what your ranking is currently like
No,
computing.
actually, so
Is
that's
Michigan
interesting. So these projections are based not purely, they take into the rankings, but they also consider how seeding works, how tournament
okay,
works, what
okay.
teams hold up in the tournament. So essentially, the one seed won 62.49% of the time. Historically, they win 62.5% of the time. So that gave me a pretty good
Okay.
sense that like it was pretty accurate, or at least
Yeah, yeah,
based
yeah.
on what my rankings are, it reflects what it should be. So if the rankings are wrong, then these prices are wrong, but that's how you want to look at this. Well, two more teams, just good value. Illinois, I don't know if they're that legit, but I've got them at plus 2200 to win the title, plus 474 to
Mm,
get to the Final Four, and I think they're around 800 to get to the Final Four at FanDuel. I was checking the other day. Good team. Vanderbilt, I talked about the other week, and then a few sleepers that are fun right now. St. Louis. They don't have any odds right now, but just a team to watch. Like, hey, Atlantic 10, one of our fellow Richmond rivals, they're looking really good. I've got them ranked in the top 25, so they could be fun to watch, man. Look for those odds to come out. And also Utah Valley, like random team that I have ranked at 33 right now in the country. So those are two fun squads just to look out for that
it's
actually
good.
have a decent chance, like above 1-2% to get to the Final Four in the current projections. So it could be fun to look at. But yeah.
All right, let's get into the best day of the year, Christmas football. We
Let's
got two
go.
games or three games today, actually.
3 games. Okay.
2 o'clock,
Okay.
4 o'clock is the next one.
No, I
And
think there's like 3.5 hours between them,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 2, 4:30, and 9. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
So first game looking at is the Cowboys at the Commanders. This is a divisional game, but unfortunately, all three of these games, the underdog is utilizing a backup quarterback. But I think a bunch of playoff implications. I think
Yeah.
these teams are coming out to, first of all, play against their divisional rivals just to show some competitive spirit and some also Christmas spirit. And so I think I think on the other side, Josh Johnson, who's been in the league for 30 years. I had no idea he was there for that long. But me going to is dump it off to their two reliable guys, and Terry and Debo. I also like the over divisional games. You know me, I'm all about the over. I think it's
Mhm.
49 and a half. It's a little concerning because I know that Josh Johnson hasn't done anything in the
Yeah.
past. The angle of
Maybe
just
a
the
team
Cowboys team
total.
total
Yeah.
over. Yeah. You can
And
look at the
part
next.
of the reason I like the over is Like the Cowboys' defense is just so atrocious. But maybe they'll
I
still
agree.
fine
Yeah,
for the team total because they'll get back on the field quickly. So
yeah, yeah,
think of
yeah.
that
I
could
agree.
be.
So that's something to definitely look at.
Mhm.
Then Detroit Vikings, another divisional game. Uh, uh,
Of
I agree.
league, it's the
I agree.
Seahawks.
I'm scared of Max Brosmer playing. Like,
Yeah.
but when you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson,
Aaron
Aaron
Jones.
Jones, it's
Yeah.
hard to like perform decent with like such a
Yeah,
great
he was
cast of characters.
terrible his first game. Was Justin Jefferson
He
playing again?
was.
I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
think
just Brosmer for like
probably
four picks,
0-4.
threw
Yeah,
for
yeah, it was awful.
pick six in the end zone. It was
Yeah.
funny, but yeah, it's a cool game to watch. Like I said, I think Justin Jefferson, his production has been declining, but last game he had a great game with JJ McCarthy, just to make that one
He's due for
competitive.
a breakout.
But I think he's due for a breakout. Like those memes say, like F it, Justin Jefferson out there somewhere. Like just launch it up to the guy and let him go wild. But yeah, like I said, be careful with Max Brosmer. Like he's got such crazy. Yeah, like you don't know what is going to happen. Like you haven't seen this guy play well
Well,
on the
the
field,
thing
so
is,
it's like,
maybe they got more coaching. This is my one fear is like they've got some more coaching planning ready for him this time. Like
yeah,
they got some more reps, going. Like last
yeah,
time, I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
was just kind of thrown in there. Like so,
Exactly. That's going to my next point. I like just quick check downs. You go check down to T.J. Hawkinson, check down to Aaron Jones. I think like when you have a quarterback that could have the yips
yeah,
from playing
I
such a
love
bad
the
game,
check
like
down angle. Love my
you
tight
got
end
to get
running backs.
completions and momentum for him so he
Love
doesn't
that.
throw a deep ball pick six. And then next on the other game, Broncos Chiefs are toast. Like it's great for all
Yeah,
NFL
they're
fans out
playing
there. The
second and third string
downfall of the
players.
Chiefs.
It's cooked.
Yeah.
They're moving
So,
states.
but I think yeah, moving states. I think Bo Nix wants to come out slinging, just showcase because the Broncos are the number one seed right now in
But
the
he hasn't been
AFC.
like that great,
He hasn't been too good.
So
He hasn't been good enough to
he's
be
got to
like,
get that
wow, like
mojo going into the
I'm
playoffs.
gotta get the mojo
I see
going.
what
He
you're
has to
saying.
pass to Sutton, pass to
Love Sutton
Franklin,
passed for me last week.
little Jordan Humphrey,
Little
love that
Jordan
guy. Marvin
Humphrey, man,
Mims,
what a guy.
Evan Ingram, yeah. So, and then on the same side of it, I think RJ Harvey is going to have a big game too. Just if this game gets way out of control early on, they're going to give it to their rookie who's had some great production, some great games recently. And then on the other side, like I'm talking about, like with the backup quarterback, I think it's Gardner Minshew playing. Um, you're going to need momentum. You're going to need third down conversions, but you're going to need to Pacheco angle just to get like move those chains early on, just so that this is a
Right, they're
complete
gonna go to him for a second down. Just try and get
exactly
Gardner Minshew
just to
short
get a little
field
bit of
plays.
momentum. I agree. And so
And they've
what three backups need to convert on third down to give the team momentum. So either I like them to throw for like 200 yards, which I think could happen just by all these teams are probably going to be down early on. And on the other, they are bad quarterbacks, not been playing well when they've given
so
the
all three
opportunity.
QBs 200 yards. The backups,
Yeah, yeah, backups. I think that's
that's
a good
about
angle,
paid.
or all three of them to throw interceptions.
I
I think
love
that's
that. I
plus like
love all three to throw an interception.
I think it's plus like 250 all of them to throw an interception, and plus like 450 or 500 for them to throw 200
Like, go
yards.
shopping.
So
You
it's
can
like
probably get like 300 and
yeah,
600,
yeah,
and
or
you can
mix
find
and
whatever you
match.
like.
Like yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah,
but I
but
got a quick
I love that.
plus 8,000
Oh
12
yeah, right,
legger,
right,
four from
right.
each game. If
Four
you
from
guys
each
just want to hear
game.
that out, if
Christmas,
you
12 days of parlays.
Christmas, the 12 days of
12
parlays.
legs of parlay.
Uh, I like
Jeez.
CD 70 plus receiving yards. Ferguson 4 catches. Debo 4 catches. Terry 40 plus receiving yards. Like Goff to sling for 2 touchdowns. Jones 3 receptions. Addison 25 plus yards and Jameson 40 plus yards. And then for the final game, I like Ingram 15 plus, Isaiah Pacheco 30 plus rushing yards, RJ Harvey touchdown, and Kelsey 25 receiving yards. Yeah, it's $10 to win 800 or 848. So I think it's pretty good value. Do a
There
little
you go.
sprinkle on it and
I'm scared to
Merry
pull
Christmas.
anything with 12 legs of Vegas vigorish baked into it value, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I will support you in your lottery ticket. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I'll add I've got a Max Brosmer fade under 188.5 passing yards at MGM. Other books have like 181.5, 183.5. So like 188.5, give me 5 extra yards. Why not? I'll take it. The
Hmm.
team sucks, can't throw the ball. We talked about it. He's like not a functional quarterback. I mean, the only way I see this missing is like if Justin Jefferson gets 60 yards after the catch and
Yeah,
wins my passing yards. But I don't think Brosmer himself is going to earn 200 passing. So I've got that.
yeah,
Also, Malik Davis, anytime touchdown, plus 245. I think Javonte Williams, like, I think it might be kind of like, not that he's as good as Corum is, but kind of like what we talked about with Corum and Kyron last week. Even if Javonte's doing well, I don't think
hmm
he's going to get full share this week. They've been easing Malik Davis in, give him some looks, right? They got nothing left to play for this season other than just trying to get good reps in, and there's no reason to overstress Javonte, especially if they get the lead and they get a little run script going against this abysmal offense. But
I,
yeah, plus 245. I think that's pretty good. Implied odds there, about 30%. So I'd go for that. And those are my two angles I'm looking at primarily. And then I'm also backing Tom with the each quarterback to throw an interception. I love that.
yeah,
Think it's gonna get ugly. But yeah, Tom gave you a bunch of picks. I don't need to add on too much there. I like what he's talking about for these games. I agree with a lot of it this week. So think we're good on that. You got anything else to add?
no. I say let's go to the next section.
All right, cool.
NBA Christmas.
All right, so now we're going to talk about some Christmas NBA games. There's 5 games today throughout the entire day, so pretty exciting slate here. First one that's starting up in a couple hours. Hopefully, I'm able to get this out in time because I have a couple picks for it. But Cavs at Knicks. So this is going to be a pretty solid game right now. The news on Mobley, I don't know if you can check that for me, but I'm pretty sure he's still questionable. He was supposed to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. This is pretty crazy. And then like it's been 2 weeks and suddenly he's a questionable to potentially return. So that could be interesting. But Mobley or
He's still
without
questionable.
Mobley, he's still questionable. Got it. So even with Mobley, without Mobley, Cleveland plays really fast. They take a ton of threes. They don't convert on that many threes. So they're not that efficient. So they're really going to rely on having an explosive night. But New York's super efficient. They slow the game down. They have a huge edge on the glass, a great offensive rebounding, 31.2% rebound rate on the offensive glass versus 27 for Cleveland. And they also allow fewer points per game by 5, while these teams' offenses are pretty comparable. But the Knicks are doing it on 4 less possessions per game. So their offensive efficiency is higher. They're allowing less points per game. They're a more well rounded squad, and they're healthy. They got Brunson back after he was out last game. They got everyone that they need on the court. They're at home. They've been great at home. I think they're 14-2 or something like that. And only minus 5.5. So Cleveland's a great team. I love Cleveland. They were kind of my #1 squad last year before the Thunder blew up. But yeah, I think this is a good spot to back the Knicks at minus 5.5.
I agree, especially with Mobley out of the equation or even being questionable. He'll probably be limited or not playing at all. I think that's such a great angle because the Knicks win games when they have good rebounding stats.
Right, Mitchell
Cat
Robinson off
is
the bench. Whenever I watch them, he's
exactly,
huge.
exactly.
Like he's so huge in those minutes.
I agree. And yeah, I think as long as they are outperforming and rebounding, they should easily win that or have that
Yeah.
spread covered.
I got two props for this game also. So Darius Garland under 2.5 rebounds, plus 125 at DraftKings. I know that number sounds really low, but he's 8 for 15 to this number on the season. He's got a tough rebounding matchup versus the Knicks for someone his size to get rebounds, especially when someone like Jalen Brunson's not big, but he's scrappy.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
Garland's just not a great rebounder overall. Like he's fine,
no,
but getting plus odds on this
he's
number.
yeah, he's never down under the basket enough too to like out rebound anyone
Yeah,
like
especially
in his
offense. Like he's
position.
only going to get defensive rebounds. So yeah, I think
I
pretty
agree.
good
Yeah,
price there. And then also a little shot at Sam Merrill to have 4 plus threes, plus 172 at FanDuel. This dude's averaging 3.6 threes a game this season. He's shooting 44% or better. The Knicks let the two guard put up like really high three volume and one of the top 5 threes per game. He's 8 of 14 to this number. He hit 5 in his first game against the Knicks this season. He has cooled off slightly relative to his start, but he had 6 his last outing
I
against
mean
the
he's due.
Pelicans.
He's so
And
due.
the main way I see this missing is like he just has a cold night, but I think he's going to get the
Yeah,
chances. And at plus 172, this is a great spot for like an underrated
I like
cheap
that.
shooter.
I like that a lot. That's a great
Yeah.
angle.
So the next game I want to look at is the Maverick, or sorry, the Spurs at the Thunder. We got a little rematch of that Cup semifinal as well as a
Hmm.
rematch of the game the other night. They just played in their most recent game, and the Spurs won by 20. Big game, 130 to 110. But this one's in Oklahoma City. Lions minus 9.5 Thunder, over under 234.5. Even though the over under's high, because these teams are so efficient, this is kind of the most defense driven matchup of today. And that's just because of the way that these teams profile and the pace that they play at. Oklahoma City is allowing like a ridiculous 1.025 points per possession, which is by far the best in the league. They force turnovers on 15.4% of opponents' plays. Like if you think about that, if you just visualize that in an NBA game, it's like that's like 1 in 6 plays, basically just under that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a lot. San Antonio's counter mainly is their offensive glass potential here. They rebound 27.5% of offensive misses, while OKC is at a pretty sad 21.9%. Hartenstein and Holmgren just haven't really been there from a rebounding perspective. And I was actually looking at Holmgren, and his rebounding value has been down, and that looks at
Hmm.
like how much value you get on the floor per minute relative to other players at your position. So his has been pretty abysmal lately. It's like -1 relative to other players in rebounds. Um, and then, yeah, OKC's the main thing that's driving the big spread here, because I think a lot of these things are pointing at San Antonio, given their recent performance against us, OKC winning twice. So a lot of people might be on that. But we got to remember that there's a 15-point average scoring margin between these two teams. And the team that has a 15-point average scoring margin is at home. So you do the really simple math, like this should be more -14, -15. But we're
Yeah,
looking at the bias of how well the Spurs have played against the Thunder. So I would kind of stay off taking a side here, but this is a really fun game. I'm going to root for the Spurs, and I hope they pull off another third upset. But it's hard to beat the same
yeah,
team,
that'd be great.
especially the Thunder, 3 times in a row.
I agree.
Um, okay, and then after that, we've got Mavericks and the Warriors. So this is the last game I've kind of looked at from a game perspective in depth, and this one's weird. A lot of injuries, especially on Dallas side, Kyrie, Derek Lively. They're not a very efficient offense, and they have problems when Lively's out on the glass. But Golden State is so reliant on the three. They shoot 49.7% of their shots from the three, so basically half their shots are from the three. And so, even though they've been decently efficient, it's kind of live or die by the three, and that makes this game pretty volatile. I would look at it from more of an over/under angle. If I would lean anything, it's under 228.5. But these teams also play at a pretty decent pace, especially the Mavericks. So it could kind of just turn into like backyard hoops, which scares me. So I don't really have a pick for this one. But there is one angle that I really like, and it is a prop angle on Steph Curry's over 4.5 rebounds at plus 100. So I was talking about that rebound value metric, and his season average is negative or minus 0.66. But in the past 2 weeks, it's moved to zero point 0.1. And then in the past week, it's moved up to plus zero point 0.4. So he's rebounding better past few games in terms of per minute value. And he's in a spot against a Mavericks team who gives up a ton of rebounds to the guards and doesn't have their biggest guys out on the floor right now, dealing with some injury. Might not even have PJ Washington, another important rebounding power forward. So just a great spot for Curry to get 4.5 rebounds. And you're not paying
Oh,
minus 110, you're getting plus 100. So other than that, I've got one more. This is my parlay. I'm not really a parlay guy, but I have to give out a Christmas NBA parlay. I tried to get bold here, but mine's plus 604 legs, while Tom's got plus 8,012 legs. I'm going with
all right,
SGA
walk.
to have 30 points, Keldon Johnson to have 10 points, Jabari Smith to have two threes, and KD to have 20 points. So we're looking at the Rockets. I didn't get into that game, but the Rockets Lakers game later tonight, and then the Thunder versus Spurs game. 2 legs in each game. That's paying plus 610. If you toss one of those Christmas boosts at most of those books, you're getting like plus 800. So yeah, a bunch of different picks, props, sides there, things to look at for the NBA games today. All right, what are we getting into next?
So yeah, I'm talking a little bit about the Sunday football breakdown just to see the current seedings. So 5 teams on each side have already solidified a playoff spot. In the AFC, it's Denver, the Patriots, Jaguars, the Chargers, and the Bills all have locked their playoff appearance. And NFC, Seattle, Chicago, Philadelphia, 49ers, and the Rams all locked their playoff picture, which is great to see. Like no one expected the Jags to make it, no one expected the Bears to make it, and so it's just good to see those 2 teams already have locked up a spot. And then currently, I'm just talking about the playoff hunt. In the AFC, the Steelers have a 91% chance to make that sixth seed with a win over the Browns. The Texans have currently a 97% chance to get that seventh seed
Okay.
with a win over the Chargers. So it's just cool to see that these two teams have already kind of locked it up, but there's still a little hope for the ones that are further down in the hunt to make it. And then the NFC, this is where stuff gets really
Yeah.
interesting. The Packers have a great opportunity to make the seventh seed. They play the Ravens and the Vikings the last 2 weeks. I think with a win on either of those teams, they will solidify it. I think they have like a 94% chance
If they
regardless.
lose
So I
twice,
think the
can the
Packers
Lions make it still?
are, I believe there's a little possibility of that. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Yeah, yeah. So the Lions and the Bucks, the only teams on the bubble.
Okay.
So if the Packers lose both those games, the Lions will have like a 15% chance to make. But the
So
Lions have to
what
win
else
their
do they
next two
need to
games too.
happen? Oh, so they need to
So
win both in the
I think the
Packers and
Lions
lose
need to
both.
win their next two games, so they would be 10-7, and the Packers lose their next two games.
They're 10 and
Oh
7.
yeah, if the Lions win, yeah,
Oh wait, no, the
no,
Packers have
no,
a tie.
yeah, yeah. So the
Right.
Packers would be nine,
6-1,
seven, and one.
7-1. Sorry.
Yeah, nine, seven,
Wow.
and one. Lions would be so
So
they
they've
would get
lost
in.
their last two games to the Broncos and Bears. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So if they lose, then there's a big opportunity for the
Wow.
Lions to
Okay,
get
that's
in.
interesting.
But on the other side, Panthers currently have the fourth spot in the NFC for the NFC South. If they win, they have a 56% chance to get in. Their last two games are the Seahawks and the Bucks. I think those are going to be two great games to watch. And the Bucks, on the other hand, they played the Dolphins and the Panthers, obviously. And so if the Panthers win this week, the Bucks lose to Miami. Panthers make the playoffs. If we both lose this game, then it'll be up to um, the final Bucks game. So it's kind of interesting. Like there's a chance this week for it to be solidified if Panthers win, Bucks lose. But if either like flip flop, Panthers lose, Bucks win, then it's gonna be up to the last game, which is pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
It's crazy
So yeah, that's the
situation.
rundown. I think I didn't realize. Yeah, the Packers have a chance to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Lions have a chance to get in. But yeah, it's very interesting.
I thought I read about that, but I wasn't totally sure if it was still the case.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, let's talk about college football playoffs pretty quick, and then we'll get into our two storylines.
Yeah, awesome. So it's pretty early, but I'll just dive in, a little bit of the basics, what's going on. So obviously Bama with the comeback win, we broke that down against Oklahoma. Great stuff. Oregon beat James Madison, ton of points in that. Had the over, so thankfully that
Yeah,
happened. But
JMU almost came
There
back
was
too, which
some
is crazy.
backdoor just to get some spirit to be like, hey, we didn't get blown out. We had stuff to play for. We belong
Yeah.
here. Not totally, but that was fun. Ole Miss absolutely crapped on Tulane, and then the Miami Texas A&M
Hmm.
was a despicable game to watch. But it is what it is. Miami got the job done. Um, at
Hmm.
this point right now, six of the top nine teams in my preseason power ranking are in the quarterfinals. So that's pretty good stuff. It's not that
Gotta love
crazy.
that.
I did a little bit of an analysis on like what percentile of predictive rankings that would be. It would be like top 10%.
Hmm.
So like it was a pretty good solid season for me in terms of predictions, but nothing like oh whoa record breaking. But yeah, pretty solid. Um, Looking at these games, we've got the Cotton Bowl on December 31st. That's the only one before the new year. It's going to be number 10 Miami against number 2 Ohio State. The line's about minus 9.5 right now, over under 42.5. If I'm leaning anyone, it's Miami early, but that's just on the defense. My only problem is like after what their offense just showed us, is that just going to be too big of a like they could lose like 12-24 and they wouldn't cover the spread and they would have played probably decent defense. So I don't know. It's just a little bit ugly for me to bet on Miami after what they just showed us again. And like to me, it's like okay, I'm happy taking the ticket they won us and not betting on them again. But I don't know if you have any opinions on that game based on those lines. So if you're back in Ohio State, Miami, or not really anything yet.
I just like I think Miami could their defense has been looking really good. Ohio
Your trust
State
in Miami?
could be hungry. I don't necessarily know who's going to win, but I think that's especially going to be a good game. Yeah.
Orange Bowl. On the first, that's the first game at noon. You got Oregon versus Texas Tech. The line's Oregon minus 2.5. Over under 52.5. So expect some explosives, expect some offense in this game. I don't really know too much about this Texas Tech team. I haven't watched them enough, but should be a fun game, I guess. I'm probably
Yeah,
not going to. I might get into this one next week if I do some more research, but I don't really have anything for it now. Should be a fun game. Uh, that's the closest spread we've got, so that's expected to be the closest game. Every other game is about a touchdown. So these other two, Indiana versus Alabama, minus 6.5, Indiana, over under 48.5. This is the only game I'm really looking at from a betting angle already, because I think the total might move. I know I missed with Bama under last week, but I'm going back to it, under 48.5. I think it's too many points for teams like Bama and Indiana. I'm expecting no more than 23, 24 points from each team, so should stay under. Um, and then I would like to back Bama, but I'm a little bit scared. I mean, this Indiana team, I'm like
it's
not a
really
full
good.
believer,
Yeah,
but damn, they're good, man. They're good. So I
I'm a
might
full
stay
believer.
on that. I might just keep the under, hope for some good defense, hope for some trench ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then Sugar Bowl is that last game. You got Ole Miss and Georgia. I'm a big Georgia believer, but Ole Miss team's good, so I don't know if Georgia should be laying a whole minus 6.5. I'm
yeah,
probably gonna stay
I
off the
agree.
Sugar
I
Bowl.
think that's gonna be a good
This
game
should
as
be a
well.
really fun one though. Total of 56.5,
Yeah,
the highest of all. Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
explosive offenses. It's kind of
I like
interesting because
that.
you don't usually see Georgia like their defense is usually their identity, but this year it's a little bit
Yeah,
different. So yeah, some
yeah.
good games. It'll be fun quarterfinal. We'll get more into it next week, but that's what I'm looking at there. Okay, yeah. So now we're gonna get into some storylines that we're looking at for the week and just things that we're talking about, discussing. Tom, what are you looking at?
Yeah, so my quick storyline talking about the Panthers. Panthers haven't won the NFC South or made the playoffs. They've made the playoffs 2017. I was a freshman in high school, and they won the NFC South in 2015. So it's 10 years ago. So it's crazy that we have a chance to do that. Panthers are currently 5-1 against the spread at home, so it's gonna be a good game against the Seahawks. I think Lay was talking about he likes the plus seven and a
And you guys
half.
are underdogs, man.
Um,
You're underdogs. You're giant slayers.
underdogs we perform, and we're
What's the streak
favorites we
again?
lose. Yeah, we've won all eight of our games this year by being underdogs,
Yeah.
but we're 0 and like 12 or 13 being favorites. So got to keep being dogs, which we are going to be for the rest of the season.
Hmm.
Bryce Young's been great. He got benched late in 2024. Since then, he's had 5,208 total yards, 42 touchdowns, 15 picks. He also got the franchise record this season of passing yards with 448, beating Cam Newton. And yeah, he also is the youngest player to have 12 game-winning drives, which he's had, I think,
Nice. Good
six this
stat.
year, which has been great. And yeah, and we've won all of our games as
Yeah,
underdogs.
I,
So
I
hopefully
love
just keep
Panthers
that
plus
rolling.
7.5, like for that reason, man. Like a whole touchdown
Yeah.
you're getting at home with the Giant Slayers, and this Seattle team's coming off two big, like impressive wins, but they were sloppy, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were
Could be a
sloppy.
little
Like
cocky going in.
they were
Yeah.
they were sloppy wins. They put themselves in ugly situations, then made themselves look cool. So I think the Panthers could keep this in at least close, respectable. If they don't win, at least keep it respectable. They're fighting for it
Yeah,
throughout the whole game. Yeah.
I agree.
So if they win this, are they clinched?
Win and Bucks lose, we
Okay,
clinch.
but if do you need to beat the Bucks again if they win?
If we both win or both lose, yeah.
Got you. Perfect. Nice. I'm gonna talk about the Canucks, man. After this Quinn Hughes trade, like the Canucks went on a crazy four game win streak, and then on a road trip. It was five road games, and they ended up losing 5-2 in Philly for the last game of the road trip. But like the Canucks, in terms of needing depth, I think this trade has looked really good. Like obviously they're not a better team without Quinn Hughes. Like you obviously can't say that, but in terms of getting some noise and energy, shaking up a locker room, and then coming out winning four games like without your top guy after that on the road is pretty impressive. Thatcher Demko, the goalie, has been awesome. He's on a three-game stretch where he's allowed two goals and has a 97% save percentage with a shutout. So just great stuff. But it's also a testament to the team's defensive strength that they have from bringing on these young guys. Um, it's really helping to be able to bring up young defensemen now with the absence of Quinn Hughes and kind of fill those shoes and get them more reps. Now that the team doesn't really feel like they're playing for a playoff spot or anything like that, it's just a different situation. So it's been a little bit more fun to watch Canucks games lately. And then also Kiefer Sherwood, dude. I've been saying this like this guy is the best Canucks. Like he's so slept on. He's not going to be a Canuck very much longer. He's about to get dealt at the trade line because he's expiring this year. But he has been the best player on the Canucks for the past year. Like this guy already has three hat tricks this season. He just had another one, and he's been the number one goal scorer over the past year for the Canucks. And like above all these names during the drama, like JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, like all these guys, he's just been the consistent dude. And when you watch the Canucks play, like this guy plays so hard. He's like chasing after every puck. He has an insane amount of hits. Like he just hits dudes left and right. Like he just plays with passion. So some team is going to be really happy to pick up Kiefer Sherwood, and his name is going to be bigger in the league once he gets out of Vancouver, where he's kind of been like a hidden gem for Canucks fans. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. Like I said, it was great that we got this Christmas episode out early on, showcasing our knowledge and our nonsense and our numbers.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. As always, we're going to be here. This was Thursday because it was a special Christmas episode. Tom's traveling, had to work around. I apologize for the lighting. It's like the middle of the night over here, but we did our best, and we will see you again next Wednesday. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you.